Hello everyone. This is Hemant from Octa GST. Please, can you confirm you are able to hear me? If anyone can simply uh, drop a message in chat that you are able to hear me. Right. Okay, that's great. So you are able to hear me. So just bear with me for a few more seconds, and we will start right away. We have a lot to cover. Right. So, okay, let's start now because we have 1 hour and we have a lot to cover. So let's not waste the time. So myself, Heyman Jangir, I look after business development in Octa GST. And so just let's spend a couple of minutes regarding the company. So Octa GST, we founded it in 2017 with the start of GST. We specialized in GST compliance, and we are an authorized GSP, which is GST Suvidha provider. So we are directly connected to the government GST system, which is GSTN. Right? We are catering to all types of clients, various banks, NBFCs, insurance companies, industries, multinational companies, and also small businesses. With respect to the tax firms, so we are currently serving a lot of tax professionals, big tax firms like Lakshmi Nivas, PCG, Bullseye Advisor, CNK, um, BC Shetty, Dhruva, and RSM. So there are we are fortunate that all of these clients are putting their trust on us. So and all of these clients, more than 80-90% of these clients, they are our customer for many years, which proves that they trust our services and they are continuing to use Octa GST. So so let's start using the application now. So Octa GST, it's a cloud-based platform. Let me uh, stop the camera now. So Octa GST is a cloud-based platform. You can access it from anywhere, any location, as long as you have access to any computer and internet. There is absolutely no need to install any software on your computer, and all your data is backed up automatically in multiple locations in multiple data centers. We use industry standard cloud service provider, which is AWS, and we use multiple availability zones, which is like multiple data centers. So whenever you add any data, it is automatically replicated to multiple locations, and even if one data center goes down, there is no impact on the services. We also, being a GSP, we comply with all the regulatory requirements of GSTN, which means our platform is regularly audited for VAPT, ISO certification, and we constantly go through all these regulatory requirement, and all your data as per GSTN guidelines remains within the borders of India. So all the data security norms, we comply with them. Right. So accessing Okta GST is extremely simple. So let me zoom in. So you can simply open the website octagst.com and then click on the login button. Right. Once you are logged in, you will be taken to the home page of Okta GST. And let's see. Let me zoom in. Uh, I hope all of you are able to see clearly. It's big enough, right? So the way we will organize this webinar is that we will spend first 45 minutes. I will explain various aspects of compliance and how Okta helps you solve those challenges. And in the last 10-15 minutes, I will take up the questions. If you have any question, you can keep writing it in the chat box, And at the end of the webinar, I will go through all the questions and I will try to answer as much as I can. Right? So this is the homepage of Octa GST that you get once you log in, right? So let's understand what we have here. So first page is the home screen, which is the most used page in Octa GST, where we list all the GST registrations that you might be working on in your account, right? So whatever GST registration that you add, that is listed in this home screen, and it works a sort of like dashboard, right? So it gives you an overall view of all the GST registrations that you work on. And in order to assist you, we also arrange these GST registration in respect of companies, which is like all the registration within a single PAN are grouped together, right? So that helps you work on all those registrations in a convenient manner, so that any reports or any written preparation or any operation that you are doing, you can do at the PAN level, right? So for example, in this screen, so the first company we have added, and this is BSNL, but we have added only one GST registration, which is the TDS type of registration, right? The second company also has one registration. This company, Seva Freight India Private Limited, it has many registrations, so all of them are listed here. So that way, the full listing is shown to the user. It also works as a filing dashboard. For example, if I want to see that which of my registrations I have not filed GSTR1 yet, right? So I can apply a filter on GSTR1, and the dashboard will instantly show that for each registration, which is the last period that we have filed, right? So it's the last filing period of GSTR1, right? So we can directly see. This is showing the GSTR1 filing status of all the registrations. Suppose you are interested in only the pending registrations. So you can click on the pending button, and this dashboard will filter and show you only those registrations for which the latest period, whatever it is, you don't have to specify what it is, the system understands it. So whatever is the latest period, if it is not filed, then this filter will show those registrations to you, right? At any point, if you want to get this dashboard data out of the system, then you can also export it. This will also export the last return that is filed by that registration and all the filing information. So this full registration list that you can export. Now, depending on the type of user, the tax professionals normally have a lot of companies in their accounts. Even for the business users, sometimes they have different PANs within the same group company. So all of that can be managed within a single account. So you don't have to go for different account for different PANs. So this acts as a single dashboard where you can manage all your GST registrations, right? The second page here is the search option. So this search options is there, where you can search companies by trade name, by legal name, by GST, and by PAN, right? So for example, if I search for our company, so by name, then it will instantly search and show all the companies matching with that name, right? It also helps you search by GST registration number, so you can find any company. And if you click on that company, then the full registration information is instantly shown, which is the latest information, right? So whether the status is active or not, what is the type of registration, the full information is displayed, including the address, right? There is one important aspect here is that, which is quite useful in practice. Sometimes we have a GST registration number, but it is incorrect. Some user might have entered it wrong, right? For example, instead of B, somebody has entered 8, right? So these are the kind of mistakes normally humans make. So if you have an incorrect GST registration, then you can simply enter that here and search for it, and the system will find out and suggest the correct one, right? So this search can also help you find the right GST number. If you have the incorrect one, you can also search by the PAN, and again, it will show the full listing, right? Next option is the team option. Here, an admin can manage the team. So Okta is a multi-user platform where multiple users can collaborate and work on the same set of data, right? So suppose in your account, you are managing a team of 5, 10 members. So you can add all those users here, and you can assign their access permissions. Suppose you want a user to work on only a specific company, right? So you can give the access permission to that company, so that that user will be able to access one company only. So this access can be given at the company level. Within a company, suppose there, if some user is working on a large enterprise and you want the restrict the access to a specific GSTN, then you can also do that. So you can specify that for this particular company, I only want to give access to this registration, right? So you can say that this is the state I want the user to work on. The access level is also different access levels are available. One is read only, so you can give read only access to a certain user, read write and full access. So you can control all of that and manage your team in here. If a user is working in your team and that user is adding any data or creating any companies, so all of that is done in your account, right? So even if at any point some user is not working, no longer working in your team, all you need to do is simply edit the user and remove that user from your team. So there will be no impact on the data that that user has created, but that user will no longer be able to access your account. So managing your team is extremely simple. You can add user, you can give the access permission, and you can delete the users at any point of time. Right? Uh, Okta is a cloud-based platform where we also offer the various API endpoints in order to integrate and automate various aspects of ERP operations. Right. So when a system is integrated to Okta using these APIs, then a user can generate those API keys in this screen and integrate and consume those APIs. Right. In certain cases like e-invoice generation, e-way generation, um, certain operations are chargeable. So if that is the case, then you can also view your wallet users. So you can top up your wallet, and whenever you use those operations, then that is deducted from your wallet balance, and you can anytime you can see that how much you have used on any particular day. So this shows you the wallet users. And lastly, we have an audit log, which is accessible to admin only. So admin can see all the right operations that is being done in the admin's account. So you can instantly see which user is working on which company and what data that user has added or modified. Right. So it's a full audit log trail which cannot be deleted for security purposes, and only admin has access to this log. In the top, you have uh, uh, this uses indicator. So let's talk about it for a bit. So in Okta, you have two methods of connecting to the government GST system. So first one is the password mode. And whenever you see any button, so we spend a lot of time in the making the user interface simpler and simpler to understand. So there is a convention, and once you understand that convention, it becomes easy to work with Okta. So one such convention is that this purple color means that you are interacting with the government portal, right? So any button that you see in this purple color, that means you are interacting with the government system, right? If the button is blue, that means you are only interacting with Okta. Again, here there are two modes of interacting with government portal. First one is the password mode. So wherever you see this button with the star icon, that means you are using the password mode. And if you see a button with this lightning icon, that means you are using an OTP mode of operation, right? There is a slight uses pattern here. So whenever you are using the password mode, all the operations are included in your plan. So all such operations are unlimited and free. In OTP mode, there is a difference in the Pro plan and business plan. So in Pro plan, certain operations per day are free. So 100 operations per day are free. And after that, either you can switch to the password mode, or you can top up your wallet and start using the you can still continue to use the OTP mode, but in that case, 1 rupee per operation will be charged. Now, what does operation mean here? So, in technical terms, there are sometimes talks of various APIs, but for example, in uploading GSTR1, there are almost 25 to 30 APIs are used. So, instead of burdening the user from understanding that technical jargon, we keep it simple. So, any operation that you do, whether you are pulling the data of written from government portal or pushing the data to the government portal, that is considered as one operation. So a pull means one operation, push means one operation, right? And irrespective of the type of return. So that is very easy to understand, and the pricing is flat. Even if it takes a lot of APIs, the system will take care of that technicality in the background for each such operation. If you go beyond 100 limit, then you have the option to use the OTP mode by paying 1 rupee. Otherwise, you can continue to use the password mode, which in any case is free for unlimited uses. And this screen also shows you what is the today's OTP mode uses, so that you know that how much you have used and how much you have left for the day, right? Apart from that, you have various options. Suppose there is a concept of robot. So if you click on this button, Octa GST will show you all the background operations, because in GST, you might have seen that in some businesses you have only few tens of or hundreds of invoices, but in some cases you have crores of invoices. So we don't know how much time a report might take, or a push or pull operation might take. So all such operations are done in the background. So this screen will show you the status of those operations. So that even if you queue those operations and you close Octa GST, the system will continue to do its task in the background, and you can use anytime. Uh, you can just let me admit, there are few users who wants to. Uh, Yeah, sorry about the interruption. So this screen will show you all those background operations, and you can once you have queued those operations, you can switch to other work, and system will continue to work on your behalf. You also have access to the product documentation. We have an official WhatsApp channel that you can follow, where we post all the updates related to GST compliance in general, and also related to the product developments and new features that are introduced in Octa GST. And lastly, we have a support option. So whenever you are using Octa GST, at any point of time you have any issue, you have a question, you simply click on this support button and create a ticket here. And this we have designed this ticket screen in we have kept it very simple. You just add a title, add your message, and create the ticket. Our support team, we have a dedicated support team which constantly monitors those tickets, and they will instantly get back to you, right? Now, coming to the home screen, here, suppose, these are the list of registrations that we have added in our account. And if you want to work on a particular company, all we need to do is click on that company, right? So I clicked on it, and now this company is open, and all the modules related to the compliance of that registration will be shown to you, right? So on the left side, you have this GSTR7 option. Why? Because this GST registration is a TDS registration, right? Now, suppose if we apply, we check a ISD registration, right? So if we open such a company where the registration is ISD, then we see the modules related to the ISD compliance, which is GSTR 6A, reconciliation of 6A with your purchase register, claiming the ITC, and distributing that ITC to your states in the proportion of the turnover. So we have full end-to-end compliance of ISD, including the automatic distribution of ITC and generating the ISD invoices and credit notes. So the application will adapt itself to the type of registration and show you only the relevant modules, right? Similarly, if we open a regular registration, then we have lots of modules with related to the regular compliance. So here we have GSTR 1, 1A, or 2A, 2B, IMS. All such options are available. We can simply switch to any module by clicking these options on the left side. And there is a general design in each module. Normally for each return, either you are dealing with the past data, right? So you want to know that what what is filed in during the past periods, or you want to prepare a new return, right? So for the history part, you have the option to pull the data from the government system, right? So for suppose for this particular company, we want to pull the data. So pulling means getting the data from government system to Okta, right? So we'll click on pull GSTR1, and Okta will ask you which registration you want to pull the data of. So here you have the option to pull the data of one registration, but even more convenient is that you can specify that I want to pull the data of all the registration. So that will work at the PAN level. And for the period also, you can specify a specific month. But when you are, for example, working with the historical data, then it is easier to work at the financial year level. So you can say that I want to pull the data of the whole financial year. So just like that, in one click, you can get the data of all the registrations in your PAN and of all the periods in the financial year, right? So you don't have to keep on clicking for each registration and each period separately, right? And once you have the data, then you can view the data and export it. So so this is the general design, right? So if we go to GSTR 3B, again you see there is an option to pull the data, and then you can export the data or you can view it, right? As I explained earlier, wherever you see these purple buttons, that means we are interacting with the government portal, right? So here, if I click on the pull button, so there is this lightning icon. That means we are pulling the data from the government portal using the OTP mode. And if at any point of time you have any doubt, then most of the cases you can just move your cursor to a particular button, and it will explain you what this button does, right? So in the simple terms that you can understand all the user interface, right? So so this is the overall general design. Now uh, suppose you want to work on a new company, so adding the company is also extremely simple. You can click on the add company, right? So there is someone who has raised your hand. So I just request you, if you have a question, please drop that question in the chat box. We will take up all the question in the end of the same webinar, right? So here, suppose we want to add a new company. So I clicked on add company, and we need to enter the GST registration number. Now, if that PAN has multiple registration, you can enter any one of the GSTN here, and you can click on continue. So whenever you add it, Okta will analyze that PAN, right? So all the registrations that are available in that PAN, and it will show you all the list of all the registrations. So it is currently checking the status of all the GSTNs, right? So here in this case, you can see the name of the company is Bank of India, right? And the registration is regular, and it has listed all the registrations of that company, right? So Bank of India has 41 more than 41 registrations, and it will also show you which registrations are cancelled. So by default it will not select them, but if you want to include a cancelled registration, suppose you are working on the historical data, so you can also select that and create the company, right? So if you just click on add button here, Okta will set up this company, add all the registrations automatically, and in just one click, you have set up 41 GSTN company in Okta, and you can simply search for Bank of India here and open this company and start working. So you can see here all the GST registrations have been added here, right? So for the purpose of this demo, I will add a demo company. So I will use a demo GST registration. So in this demo company, we have 3 registrations. So we will go ahead and create this company. So this company is now created. We will search the company and open it to start working on it, right? So on the first screen after opening the company, you have these options: login and connect. Again, the same convention. Star means we are connecting to the government system through the password, and this connect option means we are connecting through OTP mode, right? So let's click on the connect button here, and we will enter the username and send the OTP. So this OTP will be sent from the government system to the registered user in order to give your authentication that you do want to authorize Okta to work on your behalf, right? So we will enter the OTP, and once we enter, you can see that this is now connected, right? So this means once you enter an OTP, Okta will keep the session active, and you can start using all the online operations right away, right? So for example, if I go to GSTR1 and I want to pull the data of a particular financial year, let's say financial year 23-24. So I will select the state financial year and click on continue. So Okta will get the data, uh, right? So here, if I keep on refreshing, you can see that Okta is now populating the data of each month. And this is, you can readily see in this dashboard, right? So for each month, you can see here, it shows you whether the return is filed or not, and it also shows you whether the data of that return is available in Okta or not, right? So here it says data status is available. So for a different states, you can see here the data status is not available. So this is one important point to note is that whenever you are generating any report or exporting any data, you just check the financial year, make sure the report that you are generating has all the data in it, right? So you just make sure first whether the full data is available or not, right? And after that you can generate a report. So here in GSTR1, we have pulled the data from the government portal. And now suppose if we want to view it, then we can, sorry about that. Then we can view all the documents and we can double click on any document and see the details of it, including the B2C summary, HSN summary, document series, anything that we have reported in the return, we can readily see and search those documents, and we can also export it, right? So exporting the data, this is done at the transaction level, right? So whenever you are exporting the data, then you can specify the GST registration, and again here you can export the data at the PAN level, right? So and also you can specify the period. You can say that I want to export the data of the whole financial year. So and that you have different types of report formats available, and you can export that data in the Excel format in the time at the transaction level. Right? So this was an overall view how you start working with Okta GST. Now we will drill down into a specific aspect. Like for first, we will cover how you can prepare GSTR1. Then we will cover how you can use the IMS facility in order to take bulk actions, push those actions to government system. So in these two parts, we will cover the specific compliances. Whenever you are working with you want to prepare a new return, like I mentioned earlier, that we can simply go to GSTR1, and in order to prepare a new return, we can simply click on prepare GSTR1. Right? So here, once we click on it, the Okta will use the data to automatically generate your return, right? If the data has to be reported at the document level, then that is done here in these B2B or SEZ or export tables. If the data should be reported at the summary level, then the summary will also be automatically generated by Okta. Right? Now, what is the source data here? So the source data is that needs to be imported on the sales page. So sales page contains the data that is as per your ERP, right? So here on the sales page, we can import the data from ERP. And if I click on import, we have different options here, right? So Okta format, GSTR1 format, which is the government format, and Okta's e-invoice format, right? So for the purpose of this demo, we will use the Okta format. So whenever you are importing any data from Excel, if there are any errors during the import, then Okta uh, will show that on your screen, including the exact line number and the exact cell in which there is an error, right? So you can correct those errors and you can import that data in Octa, right? Once the data is imported, uh, it is a good idea to make sure that everything is imported, right? So there is a sales dashboard option here, so we can specify a particular period. So for example, if we are preparing the return of a particular month, so let's select any month here and click on refresh. Okta will show you the total count of the document that is it has imported and also the total value, right? So this is the gross total, and the intention here is to make sure that whatever you wanted to import from Excel file, so you can do the sum in Excel file and match that sum here, in order to make sure that everything is imported correctly, right? Once you have done that, we can go back to GSTR1 and click on prepare GSTR1, right? And as soon as we do that, then the data, Okta will use the sales register and show you an overview of um, um, the full GSTR1, right? So here it shows you the total number of documents, total value of the documents for each section. And you also have an option to hide the empty tables. In most cases, in GSTR1, we are using a very few number of tables. So you can hide those tables to quickly see the data that is there in GSTR1. You can also browse various sections, what is going to be reported in the return, right? So you can say that what is going to be reported in B2B, what is the B2C summary that Okta has calculated, what is the HSN summary that Okta has calculated. You can see everything the full preview of the return. Now there is a particular challenge with respect to GSTR1, which is the reconciling your sales register with the data that is already there on the portal, because your the registration that you are working on might be generating e-invoices, right? So in order to help you identify any anomalies, Okta has this portal reconciliation mode. So here you can reconcile your sales register with the data that is already there on the portal, and uh, Okta can quickly show you how many mismatches or missing documents are there, right? And we can also see in the reconciliation page, we can also apply a filter, and we can see that which documents are not matching, right? So let's turn off the matching ones, because we are normally interested in only the differences. So once we apply the filter, we can readily see that these are the documents which are not matching. Now, in order to correct it, probably the sales data that you might have imported might be incorrect. So you can correct that if that is the case. Otherwise, if there is any invoice which is in your books, but it is not in your portal, so that indicates that you might have forgotten to generate the e-invoice for it. So it indicates various types of errors that you can correct. Once you are satisfied and make sure your sales register is correct, you can click on the push button here, and Okta will push all the data. If there are these are the documents that are matching, Okta will not upload them again, right? In order to preserve their iron state. So it will not again upload. If there are any mismatches or missing data is there, then Okta will correct those differences automatically. So there is absolutely no manual action required. All you need to do is click on the push button, and Okta will take care of all the differences. If there is a mismatch, it will overwrite and correct that data on the government portal, right? So once the data is uploaded, you can file the return on the government portal. You have other options in GSTR1. For example, generating the JSON file. Suppose you want to directly upload that JSON file on the government portal, you can also do that. You can print the overview and you can also export the data to an Excel file and keep it for your future reference. So that Excel file contains the full data that is reported in the return, right? So you can generate that Excel file, keep that for your future reference, that this was the return that was filed, or you can also share that file with others. There is one last aspect of GSTR1 that I want to cover here, which is the IMS part. So whenever you are reporting any credit notes, with the introduction of IMS, your recipients can reject those credit notes, right? And that increases your liability in GSTR 3B automatically. So if you want to see that which are those credit notes that are being rejected, who are those suppliers who are rejecting my credit notes, then you can simply pull the data. So this IMS is your outward IMS, right? So it will pull your the data, and it will you have the option to export those documents. You can say that IMS action rejected. So that means you can quickly get a list of all your documents that are rejected by your customers or recipients, right? So that is also one specific pain point that Okta can solve for you. In addition to that, you also have option of GSTR 1A. So after filing GSTR 1, if you want to make an amendment before filing 3B, then GSTR 1A option is also included. Now I will switch back to I will switch to the purchase side compliance, which is IMS, GSTR 2B and 3B, right? So similar to the sales, the way we imported the sales data, we can do the same for purchase register. So again here, purchase module contains the data that is as per your ERP, right? So but what is the need of importing the purchase register? So let's look at that first. Suppose so IMS is a compliance which is becoming increasingly important. So in order to work with IMS and take right actions, Okta helps you in two different ways, right? So the first one is if you don't want to import any purchase register, you simply want to take actions on IMS invoices. What you can do is that you can simply go to IMS page here, click on the pull latest button. Okta will pull the latest IMS data in Okta and show you that these are the invoices which are available, right? So we have 5 invoices and 4 credit notes in IMS, right? And uh, you can see on the top, and you might be aware that in IMS, whenever your suppliers are reporting their invoices, then it appears in your IMS irrespective of whether that return is filed by that supplier or not, right? But in IMS, what we recommend is that you take action on only those invoices which are filed by your suppliers, because unless that is filed, there is no point taking action because that data might change at any point, right? So that is why we have this filter. We can say that we want to work on filed invoices only, right? So we have pulled the data, we have applied the filter that we want to work on filed invoices. Now, suppose I only want to take the actions on IMS, then one mode of operation is that I can simply export this data to Excel, right? So I have exported. In the robot section, if I go, you can see here, and the IMS export is available. I can download it. So this data is now downloaded, and let me show you what the Excel file contains. So the export contains the full data, the company GST and tax period, invoice number, invoice date, supplier, all the information is available. And in addition to that, in the blue highlighted color, these are the columns that you as a user can fill. So you can say that I want to accept this invoice. I want to keep this particular invoice pending, right? Or you can reject a particular invoice. So all such actions you can take in bulk in action in Excel, right? So here you can take all the actions here. And if recently remarks facility is also introduced, so you can also add your remarks. You can simply save that Excel file and you can import it back into Okta, right? So I will import the actions again. Right? So in the download, I downloaded the file. So now we have imported, and here you can see we took 3 actions. So that is why now Okta is saying that 3 actions are available that needs to be pushed, right? So now so far we have only imported these actions in Okta. We have not pushed these actions to the government portal. So we can import the data, and once we are ready, we all we need to do is click on push actions. So these actions will be pushed to the government portal. And even if you have taken the action on 500, 5,000 or 50,000 invoices, in just one click, you can push the actions on all such invoices, right? So this is the first mode of operation. This mode does not require you to import the purchase register, right? But in this case, as a user, it becomes your responsibility to take the right actions, right? So in Excel file, you have to fill those actions. But we want to do better, right? So we want to suggest to the user that what should be the right action, right? Instead of asking user to take those action. So for that purpose, Okta needs your purchase register, because if you import your purchase register, Okta can reconcile that data with IMS and suggest you what should be the right action to take on each invoice, right? So I will go ahead and in the purchase page and import the IMS sample purchase register. So I have imported my purchase register. Now if I come back to reconciliation and reconcile this data, right? So if I click on match and reconcile, Okta will reconcile all the documents. And then if we go into reconciliation, Okta will show that which are documents are matching, which documents are not matching, and which documents are missing in books, right? So this particular indicator, which is the question mark, it indicates that this document is missing in the purchase register, right? If it is in the green color, that means the data is matching. There is another category where you can specify the tolerance. So you can say that any difference less than 5 rupees or 1 rupee, don't consider that as a mismatch, right? So you can also specify that tolerance, and the Okta will specify that as an almost match category. If there are the difference is large, so in that case, that is classified as a mismatch, right? So this reconciliation is automatically done for you, and once the reconciliation is done, then it becomes easier to take these actions. Now, what is the recommended practice is that we can simply apply a filter. So we can say that show me only those invoice which are matching. So we applied this filter. Now these invoices are available on the screen. So here we have only 7, but it can be 700 or 7,000, doesn't matter. So we can apply this filter. We can select all the invoices, and all we need to do is click on the accept button, right? So in just one click, we have taken the action on all the documents which are matching with my books, right? Which is the right thing to do here. Now the next one is missing in purchase, right? So again, here you can have a few hundred invoices, and why that might be the case. So the most common one is that this invoice is reported by the supplier, but you might not have booked it yet, right? And as per the guideline, unless the invoice is booked, you should not take the credit on that invoice. So the right thing to do is keep that invoice pending. So we'll click on pending button. We can apply remarks not booked yet, and we can mark that invoice as pending. So when we mark that as pending, then this invoice will not move to GSTR 2B, and therefore will not become a part of GSTR 3B ITC. So that you don't have to do these complex reversals in GSTR 3B, and you can readily handle those cases using IMS. Now, lastly, we have the mismatch cases. In this particular case, it's normally a user call that suppose you can double click the data and you can see that this which data, what is the data as per IMS. So Okta will show you side by side what is the data in IMS, what is the data in books, and you can see the data and you can decide what you want to do with such invoice. One possible is that you can simply reject it, so that you can ask the supplier to amend that invoice, or you can accept that and still claim the ITC that is available to the extent it is available, right? So that is as a user, that is your call. So for this purpose, we will uh, date we will just reject this data not matching, right? So we can give this remark. So this remark will be available to the supplier also. So that way we have taken action on all the documents. Now the good thing here is that yeah, uh, and you don't have to, as a user, you don't have to individually take action on each invoice. You don't have to do the reconciliation manually. Okta can help you take these actions in bulk, and we can come back to the dashboard. Click on these push actions button, and all these actions will be pushed to the government portal, right? So that makes it that's how Okta makes it easier for you to work on the invoices that are coming in IMS, right? Once we have pushed the data to the government portal, then we can go to GSTR 2B and simply pull the data of GSTR 2B. And if you have taken any action, then your 2B might change till you file your GSTR 3B. You can make amendments. You can take action multiple times, right? So there is no restriction that you can, once you accept it, you cannot go back, right? So if you want to change any action, Until you have filed your GSTR 3B, you can always go back to IMS, take different actions, push those actions to the government portal, and regenerate your 3B. Sorry, 2B. So, and you don't have to explicitly do it whenever you pull your data in GSTR 2B. If the regeneration of 2B is required, that is automatically done by Octa. You don't have to manually regenerate 2B here, right? So I will just click on uh, period and pull the data from the government portal, right? Now, in before the start of IMS, GSTR 2B reconciliation had to be done, and in some cases it is still required because transactions like reverse charge, they are not available in IMS, still not available. So, but in order to avoid the duplicate work, because we as a user, you wouldn't want to do the full reconciliation of 2B again after doing IMS, right? So what Octa helps does is that it will replicate that reconciliation automatically to GSTR 2B, right? So anything that you have done in IMS that is not wasted, that reconciliation is automatically applied to GSTR 2B also, right? So only those remaining 1% or 2% documents which are not part of IMS, only that part you have to do the reconciliation in GSTR 2B, right? So in GSTR 2B also, we have this reconciliation module. We can select a particular month here. So let me select a month, and we can do the reconciliation. And the Octa's purchase reconciliation module is highly advanced. So we use basic linking like using the invoice number, but we also use various pattern matching. So whatever we have learned in last 7 years, 7, 8 years. So we have applied that, improved that matching algorithm. And once we have imported the data, then even if, for example, your invoice number is not entered correctly, or the invoice date is not entered correctly, so all such cases are automatically handled in the reconciliation. So let me quickly import the purchase register for GSTR 2B. And once we have the data, we can simply reconcile. Octa will show you a dashboard. We have different levels of dashboard. First is the top level, where you see how much data is matching in the books and 2B. Then you have supplier level dashboard. So for each supplier, Octa shows you that this is the total number of document for that supplier, and this is the data that is not matching at the supplier level. And when you double click on any supplier, then Octa also shows you the document level reconciliation. So here you can see that this particular document is not matching. In any case, for a month or quarter or full financial year, you can also generate a reconciliation report, which gives you the full data in the Excel format. So if you want to work in Excel also, then you can generate this reconciliation report, right? So in this particular case, you can see here that this invoice number in GSTR 2B is different than the purchase register, right? So in purchase register, we normally see that the full number is not entered by the user. So Octa will use these patterns to link those invoices together and give you the right reconciliation report automatically, right? So we have the once we do the GSTR 2B reconciliation, we can go to the ITC claim module. What this module does is that it keeps track of which invoices you have claimed ITC on, and which invoices are pending for ITC claim, right? So you see these two options, pending and claimed. So whenever you keep on claiming the ITC, so let's select all the documents and click on auto claim. So Octa's auto claim ITC engine will find out that which documents are matching, and you can readily take the ITC on those documents. So it will automatically take the ITC, and then those documents will move to the claimed page, right? So Octa will also remember that in which month you have claimed that credit, right? So if you double click on any invoice, you can see that it has recorded here that for this invoice, ITC was claimed in this particular period. So at any point of time, even after 6 months, you can go back to a individual period, and you can exactly calculate that how did you calculate the ITC that you claimed in GSTR 3B, right? Because Octa will record everything that in which period you claimed the ITC. Now, after claiming the ITC, 3B preparation becomes easier. We can simply select the period here and click on the calculate button. So Okta will calculate all the liabilities automatically using your sales register, and also calculate your ITC. So it will fully automate the table 4 figures. So it will auto populate. If the reversals needs to be done, then at the time of importing your purchase data, you can say that this ITC is ineligible. So it will automatically reverse that ITC also, right? And similar to GSTR1, you can click on push button and push this data to the government portal, and you can generate the JSON file or export it to Excel and keep it for your future reference. When you export GSTR3B, Okta will also export the list of your purchase invoices on which you claim the ITC, right? So it will be for your reference that in this month I claimed the ITC on these invoices. So it will work as your backing data. Um, uh, at any point of time, it's like an audit trail. You can go back to that data and calculate how you calculated this ITC figure. Apart from that, we have GSTR 9, 9C, both historical data and filing the new returns. And we have analytical reports, which I just, this is the last point I want to cover here. So in addition to the transaction level data, so for example, if you go to GSTR1 and click on export, this will export the transaction level or invoice level data, right? Apart from that, we have analytical reports at the financial year level, which is consolidated report. These reports are very helpful to view the overall view of your returns, right? And these reports can also be generated at the PAN level. So you can say that I want to generate the report of all the states, and there are different types of reports available, like 3B summary, 1 summary. So for each tax period, what is the net value that is reported in this particular financial year? So that is generated, and also the comparison is done. So you get this comparison report that the liability that you are reporting in 3B and the liability that you are reporting in 1, whether they are matching or not, right? So and the ITC in 3B and 2B. So all such analytical reports are also available here. So once you have pulled the data from the government portal, you can generate these analytical reports. And in practice, we have found that these reports are very effective in order to find the anomalies in the GST returns that you are filing, right? So that was the quick overview. Now we have about 10 minutes left. Uh, let us take the questions now, right? So let me see the chat button here, chat option here. Right. So the first question we have is, hi, I have a question regarding total row in GSTR 2A and GSTR 2B, and export option should be inside the report, not at the dashboard of any report. Uh, Total rows. I'm not sure I understand the question. So suppose if we go to a particular module here, we have this export option, which exports the data of that return, right? So that is, if that was the question, then you can use this export option to generate these reports. Next one is, how can we use a multi-user with one user ID? Please suggest. Okay, so uh, this is not available, and that is done intentionally. What happens is that it becomes a practice when you are using one user ID, then the system is not able to identify that which user is working. And if we have seen in the past that GST data is very sensitive in nature, so we need to exactly log that which user was working on the system, right? So there is we don't restrict the number of user here. So if you have a multi-user team, we recommend that you create that user, add that user in your team. Don't share the password, because that is a very bad practice, because we don't know how that password can be misused, right? So don't share your password. Ask the user to register his account, add that user in your team. You also don't have to ask his password. And that way, any activity that user is doing, that is securely logged in the system in the audit log, right? So at a time, one user can be logged in from one computer only, but there is no restriction. So you can create multiple user, and that way all the users can work simultaneously, right? Next, we have data is not migrated completely from clear text. Can you please guide? Okay. So if you face any issue with respect to migration, I would just request you to, once you log into Okta, you can simply click on this support button. Just create a ticket that you have an issue with respect to migration. Our support team, and if required, our technical team will get involved and assist you. Next one is, if we send more than 100 OTPs a day, then why this is chargeable, as this facility is free from the previous service provider, ClearText, right? So obviously we cannot comment on what ClearText was offering. It becomes difficult if we use unlimited operation from the point of view of GSP. So I'm not sure whether you are aware or not, but as a GSP also, each GSP gets a limited quota of the number of APIs from the GSTN, and we have to judiciously use those APIs, right? And those APIs are also not they are premium APIs, and it takes significant resources. So that is why we want to offer the OTP mode to all our users, but then if it is unlimited, then it becomes operationally very challenging for us. And that is why we wanted to strike a balance. So you get a quota which is free. You can use that quota for certain operations which can be done only through OTP, right? For example, GSTR 1A, there is no option of JSON file that is given by the government portal. In IMS, even today, there is no option on the government portal to take the actions in bulk using the JSON file, right? So for those operations, we recommend that you use the OTP mode. And for the remaining, using the password mode, that is also very easy. You can simply download the JSON file, import them all in bulk, and you can simply continue. Right? The next user says, yes, it is chargeable. It is chargeable beyond a certain limit, right? And that is only applicable for the pro plan. I just want to repeat that for the business plans, this limit is not applicable. Right. I'm planning to migrate from ClearText. Please share your pricing plans and users restrictions, if any. Definitely, sir. We want to be as transparent as possible, so we will share the full details. Right now, when you are migrating from ClearText, you don't have to pay anything. Okta for full 1 year will be free for you, but after 1 year, at the time of renewal, you should be aware that what is the pricing that is going to be applicable. So in this case, I just request you to drop your contact details. So just open website octagst.com, click on contact sales, and just leave your information here, and we will share the full information with respect to pricing and all the users restrictions or the users policy. Full information we will share with you. For every report to be downloaded, OTP will go to client? No. So what happens is that there is a certain limit. So once you enter an OTP, Okta will keep that session alive, right? So once it is connected, you can see here for n number of operations I have done, but I don't need to enter the OTP again, because Okta will remember this session, and it will keep it alive for some period so that you don't have to enter OTP every time. All pool data will have both password and OTP modes. Yes, wherever it is available. Only in certain cases, password mode is not available. So if you, for example, GSTR 1A is one such case, and this is for this functionality, we depend on the government system, government portal functionality also, because government portal has not given any JSON support yet. If whenever they provide, we will also provide in the GSTR 1A. Another example is the IMS. Right. So if we go to IMS, then we have the option to download the data, but we don't have the option to push the actions using the password. So in these 2-3 cases, apart from that, all the operations are available in both OTP mode and the password mode. So even if your free limit is over and you don't want to pay anything extra, you can continue to use the password mode. Next one we have is how to get demo of Octa GST. So yes, so this webinar is intended to provide you an overview. We encourage you to join one such webinar and have an overview of Octa. And if you have any detailed specific question, then yes, you simply again you can go use this contact sales page. You just get in touch with us. We will organize a session for you, and we will answer all your detailed queries, and then we can continue. Next one is once connected through either mode, OTP or password, we can work on all data, and I believe we don't keep re-entering OTP. Yes, absolutely right. So, so one specific thing I also forgot to mention here, that whenever you are using this password mode also, so you need to enter your password only once. So here I clicked on the login button. You can see here the username is automatically populated. The password it has saved, so you don't have to enter it. And even the captcha, using our AI models, it will solve it for you, right? So all you need to do is click on login button and just click on login, right? So you don't have to enter anything. It will automatically log you in. You can click on this government portal button and you will be logged into the government portal to start working there, right? Again, similarly for OTP mode, you need to enter OTP once, and then you can continue to use the that same session. How many hours and days the OTP will not be required again once punched in. So this is actually it is dependent on the user's preference also. In the user profile, you might have seen that user can configure for how many hours or days it can remain valid, right? The maximum is 30 days, right? So depending on that, once you enter the OTP, you can continue to use it for that period. Next one is, do we always need to save username and password with us? Doesn't Okta have the facility to keep the user name? Right. So saving the username and password is available here. If the question is regarding if you prefer not to save, then also we have the option here, right? So you have an option to not save the password. If you don't want to do that, you can simply turn it off. If you want to save the password, just turn it on and it will remember it for the next time, right? So you don't have to enter it anytime. Yes. So the question is, you don't have to type CAPTCHA also. Yes, absolutely right. Once you click on login button, you don't have to type the CAPTCHA, username, password, CAPTCHA, anything you don't have to type. Okay, so this is already replied. Kindly get to the point of filing GSTR1. Okay, I think we have covered that. Uh, API duration is maximum 30 days. Yes. How can we use multi-user with one user ID? I have already explained that we do not allow that in the interest of keeping the security of the system. So we encourage you to create different user IDs for different user and use their own account. On dashboard in company details, not able to find monthly and quarterly filers. Okay, that's interesting. So we have the option to see the registration type, but we cannot see the filing frequency. So that's a good suggestion. We will definitely consider that. So if we can show that filing frequency here, and we can also give a filter, so you can see only the monthly or quarterly filer. I will just record this as a feedback. It's currently not available, you are right, but we will take a look at this feedback, and we will, because it seems like a good addition, so we will definitely try to improve the product. So filing frequency. You can add a user with another email ID. Yes, you can add multiple users in your account with different email ID, and they can use the same, they can work on the same companies. Next is how to import Tally data. Okay, so in Tally, we have the option to import the data from the government format. So if you can export the data from Tally in the GSTR1 government format, and that can be directly imported in Okta. How to import e-commerce data. So by e-commerce, I believe you have the when you are filing GSTR1, there are different sections like under section 52 or 995. So for that, in the template we have option to specify that and import it. So in Octa, just go to sales, click on import, and then click on this template button. So what it will do is that it will download a blank template file on your computer, and in that file there is an help sheet. So you can go through that sheet. It explains each and every field, whether it is required, optional, and the description of that field, uh, uh, what you need to fill in each column, right? How to import? Yeah, that is already covered. Please remove 100 API limit. Uh, okay, so this is the as I explained, this is an operational limitation. Uh, 100. This is not 100 APIs, sir. If I just want to clarify that these are 100 operations, and effectively each operations normally take 20, 25, 30 APIs, right? So we don't want to talk in terms of APIs because that becomes very difficult to understand. So these are 100 operations that you can do, pull or push operations that you can do per day. So this is the whatever we have, the quota that we have allocated this limit. In future, if we are able to offer more operations per day, then we will definitely increase that limit. If I have same HSN multiple times, there is an option to merge. Absolutely right. So when you are importing the data, you can for the same HSN, you can import multiple rows, and Okta will automatically generate a unified summary. So even from that summary, it will further consolidate it and prepare the data in the GSTR1. Right. So how many maximum clients can I add in Okta? And or is it added at one instance or delete existing login and add more? Okay. So every plan, when if you are migrating from ClearText, then whatever GSTNs that you have there, all of them will be imported here. At the time of renewal, you can choose what should be the GSTN limit. By default, our default plans offers 100 GSTNs. If you need more, definitely we can provide more. And yes, because we fully understand that your clients might come and go. So you can delete a particular registration and you can add a new registration. That is also possible in Okta. There is only one small restriction, is that once you add a client, you can delete that client only after 1 month, right? So you cannot do that immediately. That is just to protect our resources. So that small limit is there. Otherwise, you can delete the client and add new clients. Right. Right. So they need to migrate from clear tags. Okay. Right. So okay, so we have a lot of questions to cover. I will try to cover as much as I can. I have taken more of your time. If it is okay, I will try to cover the questions. If the time doesn't permit, you are free to leave. Sorry about that. Uh, so the question is regarding uh, uh, is password mode available? Okay, we have already handled that. Prateek Agarwal, I have a few questions. For GST1, can I upload the data through our own format by creating a mapping sheet? Okay, so if you have any such need, so our system is flexible enough to create these adapters or connectors, right? So normally we have seen that simply mapping one column to another doesn't scale that much, because sometimes we have to do the calculations on the columns. We have to merge two columns to make one. So all that capability is available. If you need any such facility, simply raise a ticket. We will understand your requirement and we can create these connectors. So on the screen, if you see, we have these three boxes. If we create more adapters, then those adapters will show up here in your account. So you can import the data from your own format also. If I upload the entire session in one sheet, will Okta automatically bifurcate between B2C and B2B? Yes. So when you are importing your sales register, if you leave the customer GST and empty, then that is automatically taken as B2C, and that is reported as a summary only, right? And also the HSN summary is automatically generated based on the data in your documents, right? So you don't have to create B2C summary or HSN summary manually. You just import all your documents at the document level, and using that data, Okta will either report it in B2B or B2C, and HSN summary is anyway calculated for both of them separately. How is the error handling done for errors generated on the GSTR portal for GSTR on filing? Okay, so when you are pushing the data on the government portal, and if there are any errors, then in the robot section, if you see success, that means all your data is uploaded correctly. If there is any error, then you will see the status processed with error, and then in the output section, you will get a report in Excel format. So it won't be any JSON file or something. It is that you can readily view. So in Excel report, you will get that these are the errors that you need to correct and then re-upload again. In case we come across any issue of GST notice is cancelled, does Okta gives a shorter way to tackle such issues? Right. So this there are two types of validation. Okta will validate the GST registrations for the if there are any incorrect digits or any human error, that Okta will flag to the user at the time of import. But the cancellation or suspension is something that can happen at any point of time, and it becomes very challenging, especially when we don't have the lot of APIs to check the data. So what we recommend is that you import the data, you upload it, and you will get a very friendly error report. Even if there are any such errors, then you will get a friendly Excel report that these are the GST registrations which are suspended or cancelled. So you can convert those invoices to B2C and file your GSTR1 after that. For ITC reconciliation, does Okta have a smart recall feature where minor errors can be detected, such as issue with invoice number, invoice date? Absolutely right. This is the strength of strength of Okta, that our reconciliation engine, we have perfected it over the last 7 years. So and there are many such issues with respect to entry of date or invoice number or the amounts. So Okta's matching engine, once you do it for, if you try it once for any one of your client, you will see that many such cases, almost I would say more than 90-95% cases, it will correctly handle and show you the correct matching for such invoices. So it's not a simple matching using the invoice number. It is a pattern or similarity based matching, which is quite more complex, but we have perfected that algorithm over the last 7-8 years. In case of multiple PAN of clients, suppose ITC, which should have been accumulated, but is showing foreign to be intimate about the same to me. So, okay, so this means that recipient GST registration is different. And actually the invoice is appearing in the GSTR2B of a different state, right? So for that, we need to do some configuration in the subscription. So if this is your requirement, then I because this is a normally a requirement of bigger companies where you have many such registrations in a single PAN. So just reach out to us. We have a solution for it. We just need to configure your subscription for the same, and we will be able to solve it. Can we upload purchase register through our own format? Yes, as I explained earlier, we have the option to create these adapters. So it depends on your what the format is. We can create these adapters for you, and using those, you can directly import the data in your own format. What is there a threshold limit for amount mismatch? So this threshold limit, by default it is 1 rupee, but it is user configurable. So for example, if you go to settings page and you click on reconciliation settings, so you can control various parameters related to reconciliation. So you can change that threshold limit. So for example, you want to ignore any difference up to 10 rupees, so you can configure that threshold here. Is manual linking of invoices possible? Uh, uh, where Okay, that's fine. So that is possible, even if in some cases Okta is not able to uh, link those invoices. For the remaining few percentage cases, you can simply click on the reconciliation option here. So in each row, you can see there is a link button. So you can click it, manually select any particular invoice and link them together. So any invoice, if you want to manually override the linking of the invoices, that is available. Is the 100 free operations per GST or per license? So 100 free operations are at the account level. So at the account level, you can do 100 operations per day. My client also has an ERP invoice number or transaction number in the purchase register. Such ERP invoice number is very essential in the final report. Yes, you are absolutely right, sir. So in our purchase register format, let me show you one such document here. So in addition to the regular invoice number and invoice date, we have dedicated field for keeping the ERP reference. So we have ERP reference number, ERP reference date, transaction ID, transaction date, and different labels. So all these fields, Okta does not use it. This is for your own reference. So you can use these fields whatever you, however you like. And whenever you are generating any report, any reconciliation report, this data is also exported in that report so that you can correlate that what was the original transaction ID with respect to your ERP, right? So yeah, so we have covered all the question from Pratik sir. ERP invoice number, transaction in purchase register. Okay, we have already covered that. Is almost ITC matched, minor change in purchase data as per books can we do in Okta? Okay, yes, as I explained, you can configure the threshold. You can say that up to this amount, I want to ignore it. If same HSN is multiple time, then how can we merge it? You don't have to merge it. If the HSN is used multiple time, you just import multiple entries. Okta will consolidate uh, uh, and generate a consolidated summary in GSTR1. So you don't have to do it manually. Tally, I have already answered. The status of filing should update automatically. Yes, it does. So what happens is that when you create your account or create any new company, for example, if I open the company that we created in the start, Bank of India, right? So if I open that company and go to GSTR1, here you can see the filing status is automatically updated, right? So for all the states, the returns till October month are filed, right? And whenever you use Okta, then then you can if you are filing through Okta, then Okta will automatically keep this filing status updated. So you don't have to do it manually. Suppose you are not using Okta to file the return, only in these cases you you can click on this. There will be a button here. If the return is not filed yet, then you can also manually refresh it. But you normally wouldn't need it because Okta will keep it updated as long as you are using Okta continuously. Next we have, does Okta have option to merge duplicate HSN? Yes, you can import all the data, different HSN codes. Okta will merge it and make one single HSN summary. Please show blank report of consolidated months GSTR 3B and GSTR 1 in Okta software. Okay, that's fine. So let me quickly generate it for you. So I will also pull the data. Right, and I will generate these reports. Right, so again, the report is now available in the download section. In the annual report, you can see here. So for each month, so this is 3B summary, right? So you have the column for each month. So for April month, what is the outward taxable supply value? What is the integrated tax? What is the central tax? So for each month, you get one single Excel file containing the data of all the months, right? So the full financial year data is available here. And similarly, if we see the comparison of the returns, so for example, 3B versus R1. So here also, for each month, Okta will show you that this is the data reported in 3B, and this is the relevant data in GSTR1. And what is the difference? So here the difference is 0, right? So the data in 3B and 1 is matching. So ideally, if everything is correct, then this difference should be 0 for all the months. Right, so you get one consolidated annual report and you can readily see the difference and comparison. Unlike ClearText, there is no separate template for uploading Amazon, Flipkart, and Meesho data in one click. You are right, sir. Directly, that option is not available. We are currently working on that because earlier we had these companies who normally didn't have these requirements, but recently we have started working on it, and shortly we will make these options available as standard in all the accounts. So this is work in progress. You are absolutely right. It's not available currently, but we are working on it, and hopefully in next month or so, these formats should be available. Right. We have seen the report. In the purchase reconciliation, is there any option to flag a vendor as ineligible? So the ITC eligibility is shown at the flagged at the invoice level, not at the vendor level. But when you are importing the data from the purchase register, then you can specify. So let me show you quickly the template. So if you open the template, Octa's purchase template, you will see in the purchase sheet, there is a column to specify the ITC eligibility. Right? So you can see here whether the ITC is eligible or not. You can say, you can specify, and if it is ineligible, you can also specify the reason for it. So accordingly, Octa will report that in GSTR 3B. Can we file form GSTR 6 from Octa? Yes, absolutely, sir. GSTR 6 and GSTR 7 both are available. It depends on that will only show up when you open a company with the ISD registration, right? So if we open one such company, then you will see the ISD related compliances, including GSTR 6 in Octa. So Octa will change these options based on the registration. Please elaborate on supplier email facility and notice tracking. Okay, so we do have these options, but I just want to clarify that the supplier emails is something which is normally required by a business user. So in reconciliation, you can see we have the option uh, generate these emails directly from Octa, right? So we can Octa can directly send the emails with respect to reconciliation to the vendors, and we can keep track of notices. But these modules are not part of the pro plans; they are part of our business plan. Next is GSTR 9. Okay, so this is something I'm afraid I won't be able to cover right now because that will take a lot of time, and we have already taken more than what we intended. So probably I will just note it down, and we will organize a dedicated webinar for GSTR 9 because a lot of users are using Okta for the first time for GSTR 9. So so you can follow our WhatsApp channel. We also post there for such upcoming webinar, and you can join it for that specific session. When downloading report, after downloads, for which period download it? Okay, so whenever you are generating any report, it remains available in your account in the robot section for 7 days, right? So for the 7 days, you can download that report. If you need it for the longer period, then we recommend that you download and keep it on your computer in your own repository. So because a lot of reports are generated, so Okta will keep it only for 7 days. Can you kindly explain how to import Excel file of client while filing GSTR1? So the same processor as I explained earlier, you can go to sales page, click on import button, select the appropriate format, select the file and import the data. Right? Uh, can we download filed GSTR1 and 3B from Okta? Absolutely, ma'am. You can in GSTR1, in the filing history, you can pull the data and export it. So this will export the transaction level data of multiple GSTN and multiple periods in one go, and similar facilities available in GSTR3B. So you can export the data, filed GSTR1 and 3B data from Octa. How to check notices? I have already answered. So the notice module is part of our business plan. So notice and um, that is available in our business plan. Sending the emails to supplier is also part of the business plan. Can you share the link for viewing the recording of this webinar? Okay, so we will definitely publish the link for this webinar. You can so I will just note down the person who has asked for it. We will share the link on the email to you. Uh, how Octa is different from ClearText and what additional feature is available. So every platform has its strengths. We actually, where we shine is that we try to keep the product as simple as possible and efficient. So you might see some software that they work on few hundred or few thousand invoices. In case of Octa, we actually tested for crores of invoices. So first promise is that whatever scale you want to work on, we can cater to it. And the user interface, if you compare, then it definitely is a personal preference, but we want to keep it simple and easy to understand, navigating between different options, and keeping it consistent across the screen, so that you once you understand how you different options, different formats, then it's very easy to work on. Suppose by pulling GSTR2A, if the invoice number format is different in our file, how we can reconcile? As I explained, Octa will take care of the differences in the invoice number. Can we file Form ITC04 from Octa software? Not yet. ITC04 is currently not supported. That is in our roadmap, but currently ITC04 cannot be filed. Where can I get informed that the company status is cancelled? Uh, Cancel suspended. Okay, so this is the MCA status, I believe you are asking. Uh, so that information is currently not available in Octa. So MCA, I think MCA struck. Uh, Whether that company is struck or not, that information you are looking for, but that is not available in Octa. How do I get a custom format adapter for upload data? Okay, so you can simply raise a ticket, sir, and we will understand your requirement and let you know what best we can do. Can we reconcile data between sales register and e-invoicing? Yes, as I explained in GSTR1, we do this portal reconciliation. So essentially, the data that is populated from e-invoices that comes in the government portal, and at the time of filing GSTR1, we do the full reconciliation, and only then the return is filed. Right? E-way bill transaction. So e-way bill transactions, we can pull the data of e-way bills, but the direct reconciliation of e-way bill is not available in Octa. Sir has asked for the recording. Definitely, I will share. So whoever needs the recording of the webinar, I just request, similar to Pratik sir, just enter your email address in the chat box, and we will share the webinar recording link with you all. Okta has any Android app to track filing reports? No, sir. We have a web application. This application that you can use from your Android phone in your browser. So that is available, but there is no dedicated app. Sure, can we check multiple GSTN status, whether active or not? Okay, so we have an on-demand report using which you can generate these bulk report for multiple GSTN, whether they are active or not, whether the returns are filed or not, right? So we can enable that module on demand basis. If you need such reports, simply raise a ticket. and we can enable it in your account. Can you show this with an example? Okay, so this is something. So suppose I open this company and show you a specific example in reconciliation. So here for this particular supplier, if you see here in the Octa is showing the side-by-side data. So in GSTR 2B, you have this invoice number where there is some prefix and then the number is entered. But in your purchase register, you only entered 009, right? So so in this case, based on the pattern, Octa has linked those invoices together, right? So there is no special action required from the user. At the part of reconciliation process, Octa will automatically link such invoices with each other, right? Uh, can Octa pull invoices automatically from ERP? Yes, so these are called connectors. So we can connect through different means like SFTP or API. We can connect the ERPs to Octa, but since this requires a bit of effort, development effort, and integration efforts. So that is why we can definitely talk to you about it if there is any such requirement. We have done it for many of our business and enterprise clients. So if you have such requirements, please get in touch and we will see what best we can do for you. Right? Then we have email addresses for sharing. And then we have this comment, the status of filing should update automatically. Yes, definitely, sir. And it will update automatically. When you are using Octa, whenever you are pulling any historical data or any operation that you are doing with that GSTN, Octa will automatically do that filing status update in the background, and you don't have to manually do it. Right. So share screen of Excel to be reconciliation. Okay. Right. So let me generate this reconciliation report. And we put in a lot of effort to make even the Excel reports very easy to access for the professionals. So here you can see even in the Excel format, if we B2B summary, this particular sheet we take a look at, then you would find that all the differences are highlighted. We clearly categorize the matching status of the individual invoice, and all the information is side by side exported. So what is the period in purchase register? What is the period in 2B? Right? What is the taxable value in what is the IGST amount in purchase register? What is the IGST amount in 2B? So side by side, everything is exported. And even in Excel file, you would find that if there are any differences, then those are highlighted in Excel also. So you can easily spot those differences, right? And there are filters are available. So you can apply various filters using the colors and to easily find such differences. So these reports are designed in such a manner that makes your using in even in Excel, that's very easy to use. You can quickly apply various filters. How many characters are track link in reconciliation between UB and purchase? How many characters? I'm not sure, sir. I understand the question. So if the question is about the difference in the invoice number, right? So if the question is regarding that, then there is no such specific limit. That is the algorithm is like a fuzzy logic similarity matching. So even if the difference is in 7, 8, 10 characters, Octa will still be able to link them together. Can we see the filing status of all clients at once view? Yes. As I showed you in the beginning, the same home screen works as a filing dashboard also. So all you need to do is simply apply a filter. Suppose you want to see the filing status of GSTR 3B, then just apply this filter and Octa will show you the last filing period of each GST registration, right? So so this becomes a dashboard, and you can also apply a filter. Suppose you want to see only those registrations where the return is filed, then you can apply a filed filter, or you can say show me those registrations where the filing is pending. So you can also apply that. Supplier wise summary to be reconciliation view. Okay, so let's see that screen also. In the reconciliation, the second level is at the supplier level summary, right? So let me zoom in so that you can see clearly. So here for each supplier, you can see the total number of invoices in purchase, total number of invoices in 2B, and the total tax in books, total tax in 2B, and what is the difference. So this is at the aggregate level difference at the supplier level, right? So this screen is particularly useful in order to identify any specific supplier, because normally most of the suppliers are compliant. So here you can see that these suppliers, they have reported their invoices correctly, but in this case this supplier, there is some difference in tax. So this is the this screen helps you identify those suppliers because of which there is some large differences is in ITC, right? Okay. So I think we have covered all the questions. It was a fantastic session. And we had a lot of participation. I hope I didn't bore you, and you found something useful out of it. Thank you all for joining and spending your precious time in understanding Okta. If you have any specific question, if you are already using Okta, as I said, simply raise a ticket, then we will get back to you. And if you are just considering Okta, haven't subscribed to it yet, then you can simply use the contact sales option and our team will get back to you. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.